And a crucial 45 minutes awaits us. I'll tell you why. Should Bidvest Wits hold on to their lead and Ghana and get the 3 points, that takes them to 49 points. That's 2 clear of Mamelodi Sundowns currently, who play after this game in a big encounter against Kaizer Chiefs. What a half of football we saw, and that just transpired in the last 45. It was Bloemfontein who did all the hard running, but it was clever boys who boxed clever and waited for their chance to land a haymaker in around the 43rd minute to walk into the break with a lead. More your thoughts in terms of how the two coaches that would have told what did they told their sides and how they would have set them up going on to the remaining 45 minutes.
Honestly, Bidvest Wits, they didn't spend much time in the change room. If you realize, they were standing by the tunnel just for a good 5 minutes coming into the second half. I think it was just clear from the coach, go defend the goal, try and get another goal, stay composed. You know what is at stake, big boys. It's all in the state of the mind. If the body is tired, in this instance, you apply your minds throughout the game. Yes, it's hot, but they can still contain the game. For me, Celtic, it's all about conversion. Get to the final third, try and meet Mahoje halfway, because he makes the effort. He gets into the box, he creates the runs, he picks those pockets very well, but his teammates can't seem to meet him halfway in terms of converting those chances. Taking shots at goal will be something also that you might look into. I mean, Prince hasn't been tested that much with shots. So for me, we're yet to see a different Celtic coming into this match, looking at the fact that they want to make the top 8 as well.
The pressure cook of the Multichoice Diski challenge. We already got an early sub from coach Abraham Nteu, replacing Deon Horn, or rather Siyabonga Sila coming off, replaced by Deon Horn. First early indication, first sub. What do you make of that little tactical tweak? We didn't see too much of Double S, Siyabonga Sila, operating from that right-hand side in a midfield 3.
Barely seen him touching the ball. We've barely seen him making a contact with his teammates when they're combining touches. 0 crosses coming from him. I think the game seems to be slightly heavy for him, so the coach would rather sacrifice him early in the second half, put in fresh legs, a clear-minded player maybe who wants to take the team forward. So look, tactical change that might profit the team.
Big 45 minutes that awaits us as sound the alarm and make sure that you're well and truly buckled into your seats for the ride. It's going to be a bumpy one. No changes for coach Pupu Moshaba. Well, we've just seen a few minutes ago Abraham Nteu throwing his first ace on the deck, replacing the ineffectual Siyabonga Sila with the pace of Deon Horn from that right-hand side. Should Wits hold on to this win, it'll be a big mood changer in the camp. They then go from second to first. It is them now that are doing the pace work, setting the pace. Been chasing Sundowns over the last couple of weeks. Initially started as the it side in the competition, leading for many weeks, sitting at the top. Till Mamelodi Sundowns put together a run of games that was absolutely outstanding. Well, they had about 9 wins and 1 draw in a run of 10 games that saw them get 28 points out of 30.
I mean, if you look at the log, if Bidvest Wits the match is victorious here, they move to the #1 spot, but it will only be a matter of time if Kaizer Chiefs will then pull a number on Mamelodi Sundowns, play them a draw, or beat Mamelodi Sundowns, then a favor would be done for Bidvest Wits. But you know, Guti Naturen is not far from it, so an element of favor, brotherhood, as I said, Josie. Sabotage, not really sabotage, that's the wrong way. Try and maybe temper with the progress of Mamelodi Sundowns, not allowing them to progress, to go back to #1 spot. I mean, gas to gas, to be honest, you know.
No gas to gas, like
yeah, but Chiefs would want to pull a favor for Bidvest Wits, and of course they also want to consolidate and stay in the top 8. So there's a lot at stake. I mean, you look at the top 8 that is at stake as well. For Kaizer Chiefs to not play the shield, hey man, you know.
Now early movement from Mahoje. He was a man alone in that first half. And my colleague mentioned need a bit more from those around him, the likes of Twane. Mutloyi tried as well, but striker Matankani Duru, his first Diski festival, I think maybe the nerves might just be hampering his performance a bit. Hasn't really helped it too much in terms of the goal threat. It's Mohoje. He's been a massive threat to the byliners. Mohoje across the, never got to any of those two players who were converging on the penalty spot. Is it a late foul there? Play on. Oh, pressure from Kiva, almost nipping in like a thief in the night to dispossess Lisedi Mohabi, and they call boom. Not quite sure why, maybe because he's the tallest of the Bloem Celtic players, but they're not very tall at all, so it's easy to be tallest in the ranks. Cross is good, it is more than good. Duru misses though. Pass was rifled into the feet of Tshwane, 21-year-old from Velkom. It's Mtimbani. Kubego Mtimbani. Not seen too much of bombarding runs from the right back. They change it from one side to the other. It's Mohoje who started the second half the same way he finished the first. Ball takes a bit of a bounce before it gets to a Bloem Celtic a player or a Wits defender there. It was well dealt with by Lwazi Mahlangu. Another cross in the box. Horn was interested. It ends up at the feet of Mtimbane. Shaking, I thought that was creeping in.
He's in disbelief, man. I mean, he tried to whip it with his outer foot. I mean, good ball, yes, there was a cross there. The control. I mean, bringing it back, losing an opponent. Yeah, I think it dug underneath on it. I mean, he wanted to slice it with the outside of the foot just to hit that first pole. Yeah.
It's a very hard finish, that one. To curl it around Horn and to the top left corner. Very difficult skill.
It's only fair because he would have laced it direct at the keeper. So he wanted to try something tricky that would have maybe caught the keeper off foot while he was shuffling. Had he brought it to his left foot, couldn't have been a better shot.
Deon Horn hasn't started the second half very well. Comfortable on a couple of occasions over the last couple of minutes. The Chiefs fans already in boisterous mood. No, ahead of the 12 o'clock kickoff, about 48 minutes, 42 minutes or so. Just over there to the 12 o'clock kickoff. And of course, playing only Sundowns, as we mentioned. Timbane against Horn. Back to Buchuelo Po on the midfielder, Tsepo Motloi. Let him move it to none other than Jomana, their savior, their go-to man. And Jomana left the ball behind from the touch from Motloi.
Quite a bit tougher for Bloem Celtic that every creation of movement going forward into the box goes through Mohoje, but not really meant halfway with the effort that he makes. He's most likely going to feel the exhaustion, is going to break it in the game, and they're going to lose him because they need to utilize the chances that he's creating, moving into the box with the runs, always getting into the bar line, not being met halfway in terms of the crosses that he puts in.
Here's a question for you. We saw the impact that Mohoje has on this team, and he's the catalyst for it. All things good going forward. There was a foul there against striker Kiva, against Captain Mlotra there. Yeah, you see the
pick of things most of the time. Sorry about that.
You see the impact of Mohoje. Coach Mhlova surely would have said to his team, double up on him, shut down the service from Mohoje. Bloem Celtic don't play.
Pointless to double up on him because he's a very short player. He's easy to move around, win the ball. Very reflex player as well. I mean, you'd rather kill the supply towards him of the balls to him, then you would have killed his movement. But if you want to double up on him, really not necessarily.
I tend to disagree a bit. The different ways to starve or stop a player from playing. As you so adequately mentioned, starve possession to the player is one sort of approach you can take. Man on the floor and ball over the crossbar. It was lovely approach play. We speak about Mohoje and his skillful work. How about that from the left-hand side?
Oh, look at the move. He had his head up, closes very well. Mashele the move. And then the cross, man. Good foot. He knew where to get it, but the header. Maybe a drop header. You know, drop header are the most uncomfortable balls a keeper would want to save.
Yeah, we saw Tabiso Sesane, the centre-back for Orlando Pirates, go exactly that. He made sure that he headed the ball down and then bumped up into the top of the net. And that's all she wrote. Got Pirates on their way. Reverse pass off from Mapena. It's Horn who's in a advanced position, continues his run. Horn gets the ball back, the fullback. Crucial tackle in the last moment. And for a second, there was a bit of a question on Horn's mouth. The ref, was that illegal? And that was a well-timed tackle in the end.
No protest from Deon Horn. A good healer. Now protects the ball. Could have stretched his right foot and protected the ball, and it was on his left foot. We could have taken a better shot, actually.
Back on the 45. Big block from Keenan Phillips. Bodies flying everywhere. The game's come alive. It's Kaiser. Kiva never got the ball. September finding himself there with a late-looking tackle. It's like he didn't make contact. Potentially could have been the first yellow of the time. Oh, so you got a smirk on your face.
I think Deon Horn is trying to buy himself time to recover from that run. An element of exhaustion is evident enough, but a good move, good run.
I think Horn's not doing well in the 31-degree temperatures. Just tell his face just keeps getting redder and redder as time goes. Oh man, it's difficult. Give up. Hodge. Ooh, clever idea. Phillips with two big defensive contributions. You know, it's a couple of movements. They want to preserve that clean sheet. They want to ensure that they are the top side at the start of the week, approaching match day 22. Giving themselves every opportunity of doing so. Best way is to be defensively solid. Only conceded 23, as I mentioned, the third best defense after Downs and Pirates. Possession stats, it is in favor of the man from Kofristata. Ball goes over the one challenge. Mkloe keeps the ball moving. Good tackle from Mahlangu. And we told the goal scorer Malik Mashinini is about to be hauled off.
That tackle there from September. And I think the fall really is something that the ref is judging against Tepo Mutlohe. A playing advantage for Wits.
Movement from Tondolo, ball at feet, options on either side of him. He didn't aid his player at all there, held him to the ball, and his teammate had to ensure that he stays on side. Benner looking to carve out an angle for the shot, eventually does. Ends up straight at the hands of Rantimo. It's been good as an 18-year-old. He flashes though. This guy has been brilliant, Mohonche. He's turned it on in the heat of Soshangu, Vemori AA Libra. Dimbani. Tech has been told to bomb forward a bit more, the looping looking an attempted cross. We're seeing a bit more from Timbani more than in the first half.
I mean, he's coming alive this time around. I mean, the first half was quite quiet. Not much movement from him, not getting the balls. I think also got to the better of him.
Crucial tackle, brilliant tackle from Boo Lusedi Muhapi. Otherwise, Kiva was bearing down on goal in September. Looking in tight spaces. Tebohomo Daung, the early second half sub. There he is with the dreadlocks. Touched the ball, hasn't been able to get too involved in the game since coming on. Big switch to Mohoje. Who else? Tembu Mohoje, this team. Back on the 45, the idea was good. The execution though. And so
combining touches very well, pushing everybody forward. Even the fullbacks now are coming forward to show some effort in play. I mean, a good cross. Could have been Mohoje's ball. Had maybe added a touch to stop that ball and take a shot, better shot at goal.
Onside. Only one in the box though, for Mutoi. Bit of Chigacho from the Volcom-born Trene. Go to their favorite, the side which is the left for Bloemfontein. Thought about it, did him Langeni. Say a couple of meters, or gains a couple of meters forward, only for the ball to be clipped aimlessly to the hands of Pupi. Kerwin Prince.
You'd have to buy time. Bloemfontein, the last 4 minutes, they've been in his half. They've been coming at him. Just unfortunate that they couldn't score any of those chances that they were creating. So, delay tactics when you're in the lead.
Keys has been standing on the sidelines for quite some time. Almost a bit of a forgotten man. Kabelum Keys needs to come on for goal scorer Malik Mashinini. And change in the midfield of the Clever Boys. There's the youngster, baby-faced him, Keys. So a sub apiece for on both sides. A good game. There's Amalika Mashinini. Hit the hour. If you've just joined us, it is Bloemfontein taking on Bidvest Wits in this all-important time, should I say. It was a man who just got subbed, Malik Mashinini, who got that goal in the 44th minute. What a time to get it as well, because Bloemfontein, their tails were up. They were the better of the sides, building or going towards the end of the half. And that can do all of that if you don't reward your progress and you don't reward your hard work with a goal. Comes to nothing really. It is them though, they hold a key goal in this encounter, and that goal that gives them the confidence to believe they can get 3 points and go to the summit of the MDC log. Another sub, the second for coach Abram Mteu. Tolani Mpata on. The striker Duru off in his first Diski Festival. He struggled to impact himself. More experienced Tolani Mpata. He's now the go-to man up front for Bloemfontein. And that 30 minutes that remain in this encounter. Horn. Captain Jonathan September takes a strike from distance in his third year at the club now. Jonathan September, straight out of PE. One of the older members in the side is 20 years old. Only though his second MDC season. Training, as he's done so well in this half from Timbani, moves forward and gives him an option. The ball finally does get to Timbani. Anyway, we'll do for left back Deon Horn. Oh, the pass was on for Mutou. The ball never got to him. Mutou. Ball never got to him though. He had made such a clever run just ahead of the man with the ball, but he decided to go to the left.
Tepo Mutou. I mean, pushing the ball, getting closer, allowing Mohoje to come closer to you. I mean, with the distance of 2 meters would have been better. Take a shot at goal. Still, emphasis on taking those chances, taking those responsibilities. When you're in an area like that, it's very important. Force a keeper to pull a safe second ball. Mohoje would have gotten closer.
Stolen. Only one option. It's Motou. Will he need him? Doesn't give him much of a chance. The ball all kept in though by Motou. On the edge of the box. Again defended off the line by none other than who? Keenan Phillips. Well, that's the second time he stopped a Bloem Celtic. One should deal with that, which he does. Or just won't stay away, just keeps coming back. It's twice now, the 19-year-old.
Look at his moves.
He's done well, yeah.
I mean, the build-up, they add numbers, Bloem Celtic. Always go to the bar line, cut it back. The second ball from September, not a proper clearance. And the shot, of course. I mean, Keenan Phillips finds himself in the right territory, defending his goal line, defending his keeper. Second clearance.
Sort of in September doing there, getting dispossessed in his own box. It's a criminal to poke towards goal, straight into the hands of a 19-year-old Prince. He's a player who was on the books of Fairview Rovers. It's Mohoje. Need to keep his head down, body position was all wrong.
A team that visits the final third every now and then, every minute, they win the ball in the center. It is going to be frustrating for Apramonteu because conversions are just not there. Luck is not on their side. Mahoch has been breaking through more than 4 times already in the second half, but still no conversion, still no goal. Should they run out of chances?
Well, a second count for Mapena and Co. He's in space, twisting and turning. Tackle, oh, that looked dangerous from Captain Simpson Lodge, but Mapena stayed on his feet. Again, it's still 18-year-old Mapena. The foul goes against him in the end.
Locho, main man, he's been pushing forward a lot, but this time around in his own half, staying his ground. I mean, now he's being pushed to the ground by Mapena. His hands.
Crosses to the back post. Not met by Mohoje. Should keep that in play. Now 2 players to aim for. That they find none. I think that's been the story of Bloem Celtic. Very good, very creative in their approach play. Well, what's the significance of that youngster on the screen? Deon Horn, the most appearances of any player in the Bloem Celtic ranks. Right up there statistically in terms of most amount of starts or most amount of appearances in the league, never mind in his own team. Since now on 19. That is started.
I must say, Tebo Mlanga in Itemba. In the second half, we saw him jumping his own half, going across to put in those crosses, trying to assist the likes of Mahoche. I think he needs to do more of that. Something is going to give eventually, looking at the number of times they spend in the opponent's half.
Oh, and the ball was offside.
But I was standing there. I knew. When your teammates ask it, who you want? That's when you know which I know. I think he's tired maybe. Coach might look into introducing fresh legs. Somebody who will trouble the defense of Bloem Celtic, the likes of Senzo Mlocho. They say Mohapi haven't been troubled that much in the second half actually.
The win possession, Mutong in space turns and sees the goal in front of him, ball bobbling. Look at that, how many players was there from Bloem Celtic? About 6 of them surrounding the player with the ball there. Almost like flies attracted to, you know what?
When they say there's a wall, the great wall, there was like 5 players blocking that ball.
Offside.
No intentions of giving room for the shot to be taken.
So picture there. Sumkelo Jali, 29-year-old from Alexandra. This game was factors against Steenberg and Cape Umoya. This was Friday. On Friday. So works as a auto parts manufacturer for taxis. Reminds me. Sumkelo Jali, business-minded guy.
Lazy, entrepreneur type of a guy. You know, it's good. I mean, start early, having the thought of business. I mean, when you exit later on in the stages of your football career, you're able to apply your business mind. I mean, you know very well that the most vocal fans on this amazing show of ours on Super Sports is the Amakosi fans on fan base. I'm hoping and waiting to see that when we knock off here, I want to go watch and hear how Lindiwe Dube, our colleague, will be holding that down when it comes to the Amakosi fans, of course, after the victory that they snatched. And they're looking at the Amasandawana, they say, we still got games in hand. We'll catch up with you guys. So, you know what to say. You know which colors will be on the show fan base later on this afternoon.
You know, the likes of Tapelo maybe in studio as well, Chilis as well.
The gentlemen that have a good conversation in terms of just sharing ideas and saying, it's fine, you're on the lead now, but you'll drop points eventually. Kaizer Chiefs are saying, no, we are sustaining it and we're going for this championship.
And they change to the back four of Bidvest Wits. It's Mahlangu off, Vanzani to see out the remainder of the game. So that's 2 subs for Coach Pupu Mohlaba. Mashinini hold off, Mahlangu off as well, and Keys and Vazalani introduced. Well, Abraham Ndeu has seen a summoned Tebo Homotau, as well as Kolani Bata.
I mean, it's all out there. You know, Deon Horn never goes down, stays on his feet. Opponents are forever trying to find Deon Horn on the floor, but never a player that goes down that easily.
The ball is tripped in and it is met by the head of Matebula.
I think if we're a bit less you're like, guys, you saw what happened to Polokwane City. Let's not allow it to happen to us. Let's not take the Saturday curse into our Sunday match. We are number 2, so we want to sit on top. I mean, how many minutes remaining if you look at the clock? Come on, let's...
Again, they whip in a dangerous looking ball, for this time from the left foot of Mohorje on that far side. Wits still repel any attack. So desperate to hold on more to this lead that they know it's of great importance to the greater scheme of things in the league, that is really seeming as if it's going to go down to the wire. 9 games to go after this one.
I mean, much day 21.
Shot from Mabena from distance, easy pickings for Antimo.
Figo, they call him Figo.
You call the goalkeeper Figo? I don't know.
I always forced my teammates to call me Roberto Carlos, but they're like, my man, I'm too tall.
You don't fit you got the left foot thing going, but yeah. Talk about left foot, there's a striker from Kolani Mpata.
My teammates refused me that day, till today. Maybe in my next life, come back as a left back. Take set pieces from the center of the park, directed goal. Yeah.
Need stamina for left back. I've seen your stamina, so maybe central defensive midfield. Yeah, you can do that. The left foot is decent now. Through the pass was in the direction of the Tobahomo. 18 minutes to go. 18 minutes for Bloemfontein to find a difference maker and continue. Obviously, they search and their aspirations of breaking into the top 8. More, let's not forget, we've been talking so much about the title chase, the top 8 as well is a big point of a conversation. The top 8 sides in the competition then go to or compete in the Multichoice Diski. Shield Horn is so strong, just eases his opponents out the way so easily.
I must say, the chase is on, Temba. The flip of script between number 5, 6, 7 and 8 is going to be interesting. If you look at number 9 and number 10, they're also in the contention in the chase of the top 8. I mean, who doesn't want to play the Shield Cup?
And current champions, Chiefs, don't want to not be part of it. So that's why the game against Sundowns as well has great meaning for Arthur Zwane's team.
And I had a conversation with Happy Mashiane the other day in Davidson. He's like, there's no way we're going to let go of this Shield Cup. We want to defend it, but I mean, defend it. It's a minute, but you're gone already. He's like, hi, how much tower? I'm like, yeah, that's a good spirit. At least they're pushing them. And you're just saying that it belongs to Epifani, so it must be there for the longest time.
Langeni, I think that's been the story of majority of the Siwelela Samasokolara attacks. Much promise, but no end product. In reflection with the score. Reflected in the score. Clip back post. Mohoje should retrieve that against the new man Radzelani. The ball went out.
Tim, a solid performance by Deon Horn. I mean, he's been exceptionally well, trying to push forward, also maintaining his position. I think the instructions from the coach also came in handy, trying to defend the team as well. As things stand, Temba, you look at Bidvest Wits, they're sitting on number 1. Now, in this instance, Kaizer Chiefs is sitting on number 8. If Kaizer Chiefs wins, Bidvest Wits stays on number 1. But now you've got Kabuyelo, you are in Pretoria, Mamelodi Sundowns have got fans in Soshanguve, so definitely the 12th man is going to push them. Yeah? So a lot is at stake in the next game. Others need a favor, others need to make sure that they sustain it.
Say
I
it
must
again.
say, man. Sorry to catch you there, man.
Yeah.
I must say, Deon Horn, if we were to play him attacking midfielder, doesn't he give you the character of Kevin De Bruyne? Yeah, you know, he's got the passes, he's got the technique to take shots at goal. He's one for the future,
Beast.
Yeah.
By age in TV Albertine, that's where he's from. Former Black Aces prodigy, as I mentioned, still 19 years of age, turns 20 in a couple of weeks or so. And his teammate as well, Keelan Phillips, celebrating a birthday soon. In the start of February. McCoy. I tell you, it's going off in the stands. It's have you ever seen You Got Served? Yeah, that's what's happening in the stands. It's completing.
I mean, when you talk of You Got Served, you know that there's always rivalry, healthy performance rivalry at its best.
Ball is all stopped by one of the smallest players in that back four, Paul Matebula. He's 13 at the club. Another one now who potentially could have played for either the Chiefs or Pirates. He was born in Soweto, 19 years of age. And a sub in the meantime is about to take place as those fans, as you were saying,
and you know, two teams that their celebration or their style of greet or salute to the fans is showing the fingers up. Mamelodi Sundowns always 7 iminwe phezulu, and Amakosi, it's this peace sign. So for me, great rivalry. The energy of fans must be given credit as these things stand. I mean, already the hype is on. song after song. Yesterday it was a trumpet, saxophone, the drum with Amatatanta, you know.
Where's the Wits band? That would have been nice if they were out here. Would have added a nice little vibrations, good vibrations, man. Meantime, Samba Paul Kosi replacing Tsepo Mutloyi. Used to get 12 minutes.
Must also give credit to those that are responsible in filling up the stadium, bringing the fans from their homes, from the malls. I must just say, credit must give in to Ticket Target. Oslizi, we see you. Numbers don't lie, they tell a tale.
Consistently right up there. It's to their own horn for once here. Slips his man. Oh, first yellow, almost 78 minutes. We've had to wait.
It's been a healthy game. It's been a healthy game. I mean, fouls were not that severe. They were not that of a worrisome for the coaches. We haven't seen the stretcher coming into the field of play as well. I mean, the paramedics have been enjoying the game. Dondolo Lungel was the first to get a yellow card. I think it's an element of exhaustion as well. I mean, he had his eyes on the ball and they dropped the shoulder. All he wanted to do was just to make sure that, hey, I win down. Kabelo Mkhize has got the fresh legs, of course. Dondolo was like, hey, I was silent.
How many times did he try to grab it?
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
Defended there. Wits have about 11 minutes to just eke out a hard-fought win. Sometimes it's not always about style. I mentioned they've been the most prolific, the free scoring of teams in the league, the best conversion rate in the league at 2.72, as well as the most amount of goals as well. And not forgetting a good spread of goal scorers as well. We've got a player in the form of young Ron Human who's right up there in the race for the Golden Boot as well. It's a conversation we've even need to touch upon. Kona Dube on 16 for the season in 20 games, and the likes of Human, Sifama, Milazi, all as well in the competition for that Golden Boot. Diego Apollos of Chippa United scored his 11th. In terms of where the play has been saturated, look at that, 28%. Celtics think half there.
If you look at the time when Bidvest Wits concede goals, I think the last time was against Stellenbosch in the 85th minute.
Yep.
That's when they considered a goal, and they went on to lose that match actually. So it's an element of just being careful. Look again, I mean, Kabelo Mkhize, unfairly so, being pulled again by September this time around. So for me, only Mpago. My apologies there. It's not Mkhize.
Ironically, that's a very good observation you mentioned about conceding late. That loss to Sundowns, I saw them lose 2-1 back in December. Last goal, 85th minute. That's when they conceded. They were still in the game up until then. Then you see the only other losses in the last 5 games was against Stellenbosch, another 85th minute goal that they conceded. Control 3-2, the losers on that one. So Rangers, which brings me to my next point. The games coming up for Bidvest Wits must be extremely difficult. They're going to be of importance. The next phase, the Golden Arrows, and then they take on Orlando Pirates after that. In the meantime, guess who's here? Amakhosi, Tapelo Oten, Mokoro Ukona, King Tony naye ukhona. About to witness fireworks in the game. But to follow this one, it is Mamelodi Sundowns and Kaizer Chiefs. You do not want to miss this one, Nana.
I see what you did there. Yeah. I think in this instance,
minutes remaining in this encounter. And Mabena, who's not going to see out the game, is to replaced by the fresh Kamohelo Mputi. About 7 minutes to play for Mputi. Go all the way back to the goalkeeper. We're taking the time. Bidvest now. I wonder if it might just play into the hands of Bloemfontein. Maybe they just start to become nervous and start being too defensive, and that allows the opponents back in.
Most important thing, when you are Bidvest at this stage, you keep the ball the best way that you can. If the keeper has an option to play back, roll it back to him. But show up early. Do not allow him to pump the ball forward, because this is when the opponents will win the ball and then come at you with an attack. So rather keep the ball, pass on another very short. It's too early. Yes, there's 6 minutes remaining. I think instructions or information has been passed on.
And just at that point I was putting to you, a lot of games that the teams that are going to be vying for league honours, it's going to be crucial as the season Peters away into the final stages. You mentioned Wits, Arrows and Pirates, Downs as well, right in amongst the mix in terms of the games that are going to be forthcoming for them. Let's not forget Coach David Madwani, we have one eye as well on what he does with under 23 national team as well. Slip there. Correct me if I'm wrong though. I think we've had the biggest crowd we've had over 2 days today. Just had a quick look and it's filled up really quickly.
If you look at the branches, the banners hanged on the fence, I can tell you that the Social Mover branch, Mamelodi Sundowns are out. And of course, Amakosi, I mean, you must know that you will find a lot of Kaizer Chiefs fans residing in this side of Pretoria, Social Mover.
It's all about keep ball for Wits and Captain Jonathan September. He strikes a very tired, lethargic looking figure now. Again dispossessed on the edge of the box. The strike is good, but not good enough from the right foot of Mpata.
Marseille. Next encounter for Bidvest Wits is Golden Arrows. The team is also trying to knock and see if they can find themselves in the top 8.
Yeah.
You know, they are former champions as well, so it's going to be tough. And then followed by Orlando Pirates as well. So it's going to be a very serious one for Bidvest Wits.
And the Pirates game is going to be very good as well. It's going to be, it potentially might be, I don't want to say title decider, but it'll give us the biggest indication yet of where the trophy may be going and what color the ribbons may be.
I mean, fairly so, man. The next encounter for Mamelodi Sundowns, of course, looking forward to that. And I know you did not make a bet on this one, but you've got Mamelodi Sundowns also having to be playing against Black Leopards, who are rock bottom, yet to get themselves a win. But you never know.
You never know.
Teams from the north always have a way of coming up with a surprise pack. Then they're playing against Highlands Park. Then they've got Super Sport United. So not an easy one for Mamelodi Sundowns as well. I mean, those 9 points are very crucial.
Celtics as well in February, mid-February. Celtic who may still be in and around the top 8 positions, and they almost got a point back from the right foot of Mutou. Oh, that was close. Training. defended by the diminutive Mpoma Tebula. Yeah, so those run of games, very tricky, very interesting. And Wits finish it off. Good block in the end.
But why would you want to shoot him, Kiva? Just chip the ball over the opponent's foot. Then you've got room. It's a one-on-one with keeper. I must say, the toughest times for Mamelodi Sundowns will be when they are playing against Golden Arrows, because this will be the time
that's
in
always
March.
an epic game.
Maybe Golden Arrows would have moved up. They would want to chip into the top 8. So it's all about the favor at the end of the day. Who wins what and who loses which game.
And historically, Abafana Best 10, they have had the better of Mamelodi Sundowns over the last couple of seasons. Two minutes are remaining. Can Bidvest Wits just hold on and eke out a win and ensure that they sit top of the Multichoice Diski Challenger table ahead of the 12 o'clock kickoff between Mamelodi Sundowns and Chiefs? To apply the pressure back on Sundowns, Mohoje takes a tumble, and it is a foul. That looked a bit soft there.
The yellow's been issued.
And it's a yellow. Maybe it was much more hardcore than I thought.
I think the ref had forgotten the cuts in the change room at first half. Pulls them all out now in the second half.
It's a Kabelo Mkhize.
Man who came in as a sub.
Yeah.
Then he reaches himself in the books of the ref. I mean, against Mahocha, a very skillful player, keeps the ball very well. Unnecessary from Kiza to obstruct Mahocha, who was off the ball already.
Now, is there a spanner in the works? Is there one more twist to the tail in this Rigmarole seesaw affair? It was the MDC Marathon.
Talk about pirates after this.
Yeah, you have to. Moja swings it deep. Again, Keenan Phillips. He seems to be in the right place at the right time and senses danger.
Yeah.
As Phillips is an experienced character now, 4 years at the club, is the former Ajax product.
I mean, it's only a matter of time that the ref blows the whistle. I mean, a smart pass maybe is what you'd want to pack.
Oh, looping header. Almost changed. The script was almost torn off, thrown into the rubbish.
Oh, what an unlucky there, man. And it drops very well. I mean, the captain there, Mlocha, is already pushed forward, contesting for that ball twice actually. He flicked it and then went for the second one as well.
He's just backpedaling there, mountain mouth.
In a good position to just flip it over the crossbar.
1 minute of those additional 3 that we've already played. In terms of Pirates, yeah, they run.
Yeah, see now, that's tough. For the top 3 teams, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be a free sailing boat. Orlando Pirates have Stellenbosch
Tough game.
coming up. They've got Bidvest Wits, which are currently number 1 as things stand. They'll be number 1. That will be the game played in Feb. Now, Orlando Pirates, the Soweto Derby. Tough. It gets tougher though, because the following weekend they've got Golden Arrows.
That's what you call him, Zanzibar.
I think we're gonna need a chopper, like the good old 2017, where we had the trophy in the air between Davidton and Zakane. I think our colleague Lorato Pach was in Davidton, and Amanda Manku was in Zakane.
Remember that when they had the chopper out that year, yeah? Bit of gamesmanship from the manager's being booked, Kabelo Mkhize. He's going to do all he can to just eke out as much time as possible. I'll be surprised if he stands up, says I don't need the stretcher after all of that.
I mean, he's on a yellow card already. Came in as a sub, finds himself in a yellow. He must say he's done well for himself in the absence of Dylan Shepard, the assistant coach. Boys listened to his instruction. Bidvest Wits have the lead.
I always find it strange when players get injured, go down, rolling around, the stretcher comes on, and as they're about to go on a stretcher, they prefer to stand up. always find that so strange.
You always want to jump on the stretch.
Oh, past his man easily. Can they finish it in style? Big block from goalkeeper Rantimo. Says, I will not be beaten twice. You've already done so once, my sir. Mohoje, does he have one more moment of magic in him? Does him Jomana. He moves it over to teammate Impata. Kolani Impata. Clever pass, but not on the same wavelength as his team members. Oh, everybody in the stadium thought he was about to shoot. Not Kolani Impata, he was thinking pass and create the space. Now, can they kill off this game? Bidvest cuts in. Bearing down on goal, and that is the finisher. Oh, the points heading back. Oh, with Bidvest. Oh, sure.
It's all smiles. It's all smiles, Temba.
Relieved, coach.
Oh, now we can text Coach Dylan Shepard and say, we've sailed through. We're sitting on number 1. Look at the build-up. I mean, it was 5-on-3. The midfielders nowhere to be found. The captain Mlotha already pushed forward, but Mkiva, the smart move, delaying his run, of course, just deceiving Mlange in the end. Then he chips it into the field of play. Coming inside, it's a one-on-one against the keeper. And Figo, there was no way that he was going to save that one. Good move by Mkiva.
Yeah, there was a
composed enough.
Figo-esque from Mkiva. Clever little touch to get him on his favorite left foot. And then just slots it away easily. 6th goal for the season for the former Chippa United product. And well, that should be that for Bidvest. We mentioned those upcoming fixtures. Oh man, they're going to be really, really exciting. And that is that. The clever boys will cleverly circumnavigate past the current champions, Bloem Celtic, to well gain ascendancy over Mamelodi Sundowns. They now sit at the summit of the MDC log. Pressure, all eyes, the focus all turns now to Masanda Wana and Amakosi. The pressure now firmly been shifted to David Natwane's side, who have lost the last 2 games, haven't done so over the course of the season. Back-to-back wins or back-to-back losses for the first time this season. They were on an amazing run before that. Had gotten 9 wins out of 9 wins out of 10 games and 1 draw in there. 28 points out of 30. But over the last couple of weeks, the wheels have maybe started to shake a bit. You know, we'll see how much friction they still have in terms of getting on the highway to success. What a game though it's been. The likes of Deon Horn were beastly, as his nickname suggests. Pretty impressed as well with Matebula and Phillips at the centre-back partnership. Phillips with a couple of key clearances off the line as well to preserve this clean sheet for Bidvest. Well, at the full-time whistle, it is the clever boys that now sit atop of the MDC League with a 2-0 full-time win